Have you ever been in the presence of a hot girl, a boss, a rich guy, and you feel this tightness in your body, this pressure? What is the common denominator between these three different people? In a social interaction, there are unconscious assumptions you make between one another. You size each other up, you gauge each other's social status through appearance, speech, etc. A sort of spectrum of value forms as this interaction progresses. And if you have a baseline of insecurity, of unconfidence, of fear,
I will work for you for free because I have no personal self-value of my own time and my work. So I'm really much willing to do anything you want, man, and you can abuse me, use me in any way you want because my self-esteem is so low because of my parents. I'm gonna stab you for being such a bitch.
Insecurity affects your interaction in a very subtle yet impactful way. It sets the entire stage for the discourse that's about to play out. As soon as you attribute higher status, higher value to someone, you're sliding to the bottom. And it always puts you on the bottom end of the negotiations. But what's important here is not actually the reality of how beautiful, successful the person is, but how they feel about themselves, how they carry themselves. Again, the key word is feeling. You don't need to be wealthy. You don't need to be attractive. You need to feel wealthy, feel abundant, feel valuable. This is why certain tips and tricks, charisma on command, sit like this, talk like this, use these pickup lines don't work. They don't work because you looking up on YouTube, how do I become attractive to women? How do I seduce a woman? That in itself implies you do not already have the innate ability to do so. You need authentic, genuine confidence. Now, how do I do that? So there are two general strategies you can use when trying to seduce, extract, befriend, business, whatever. Put yourself on the same power hierarchy as them. I want you to imagine yourself. Imagine you have succeeded in every facet in life. Can you imagine how that version of you walks, talks, interacts with people? Imagine that person and sit with it. Do you feel that feeling? Because I feel that feeling. It's like, wow, like I feel good. Take that feeling and carry it with you into that interaction. Pretend you are that person.
You know, only the real OGs get out like Insta. You want a drink, man? You want a drink? Let's hang out. Let's do something. Let's work with me. Please, you're on my level. I see you're on my level.
You need to absorb that feeling. When you imagine that, absorb it and integrate that into your mind. This isn't delusion. We're not building delusions. We're trying to negate illusions. Wow. Remember, affirmations only work when you feel the feeling. They don't work when you just routinely think it, routinely write it down. It's about imagining, visualizing, feeling, and integrating that experience into your own reality. This person you're visualizing isn't cocky, isn't overconfident because they are secure. Overconfidence actually stems from insecurity, not a surplus of confidence. When you are secure, you are light, you are carefree, you are effortless, you are in flow. It's about allowing yourself to distance yourself from your past, from your identity, and enter this sort of new character. Remember, you're always playing a character your whole life. In these social games, you're playing characters. So choose what character you want to be. The second strategy is to dissolve the dynamic in its entirety. You allow the interaction to come down to reality by disintegrating all the conceptions you have of this other person and yourself. So you completely just blank slate walk into this conversation like they're just another random Joe. And when a person of high value interacts with someone, because generally with a person of high value, they're going to be interacting with people who are reaching up, oh my God, I love you, I love your stuff, work with me, please, I'm begging you, give me something. And they feel that and they recognize that. But if you, Joe Schmo, nothing special, comes up to them and treats them like, not like trash obviously, but just like, hey, you know, just friendly, carefree, they sense that. They're like, this person's different. This person is, are they high value? Are they high value? They don't seem too intimidated by me. And that is attractive. It's attractive in the sense of gravitation, not necessarily anything romantic. Forget everything about this particular person. You treat them as equals. Never set anyone above you. And we do this unconsciously always. We're setting people above and below us. But simply interact with someone. Try to ignore what your brain says about their status, their attractiveness. Because when you add these labels of wealth and status, you sort of create this boogeyman in your mind about the kind of person they are, and it's a complete illusion. It's not real. Because in reality, if you look at these people, these high-value people, they are no different from you. They are just as miserable, probably more miserable, probably a whole host of other problems in their life. They're not better than you, because it's so easy when we interact with someone and they have something we desire, we can place them above. But what you don't realize maybe is, that guy may have $1 million in the bank, which you would love to have, but he also has no family. Maybe he has no close friends. Maybe he has no creative outlet. Maybe he has no time. So by dissolving the labels, the illusions you have about this person and yourself, the dynamic's destroyed. You're meeting them in a blank slate, and you stand out in that way. If you change your perception of an individual, it shifts your psychology. And when your psychology shifts, your physiology shifts. And when your physiology shifts in a good way, it opens up your ability to be authentic and genuine and accepting and loving. So the key here is offsetting all the psychological tendencies that you have built within yourself over the years, which offsets your physiology, which creates your nervousness, which creates the sort of feeling the other person gets. If you can drop that tension in your body through changing how you're perceiving the person, you can create that cool, laid-back, accepting attitude that attracts people. This is the real way to have effortless, positive, genuine, authentic communication with people.
Playing this song in a casino should be a criminal offense. That is incredible. Wow.